Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to all the partners present here and to those who are joining us online. It's with a great pleasure that CEART receives the partners of the Creative Europe project for the second edition to the Crafting Business Seminar. As you know, CEART's main mission is to qualify new artisans, provide lifelong training to craftspeople, stimulate innovation, stimulate entrepreneurship, and the development of small business and technical support to production units. From our participation in the Crafting Europe project, we'd like to highlight crafting business and the atelier as very useful experience for CEART. Our goal is to adopt the crafting business methodology to support the creation and the development of craft business in the future. Our experience in Portugal confirms the good results and confirms that using the crafting business program to learn about the fundamentals of business allows new crafts professionals to gain skills that will strengthen their business performance. In the seminary today, we'll all hope to get to know what was done and what is being done in the crafting business program, to hear from the participants and mentors involved about their experience, and above it, to find out the results. In this online seminar, you wish to inspire other crafts professionals to apply these tools to their own business. I wish you a good day. I wish you a good work. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. So we need to make a slight change in our agenda. So we were supposed to begin with DCCI, but we are having some small problems and they are going to speak later. So now we are going to call Constanza to make the presentation as the mentor.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody from whom are here and all our guests online. Thank you. I just want to introduce briefly what it means for Italy and for Artex, this edition, the second edition of Crafting Business. We learn a lot since the first edition that was made completely online, and also the second one, and this led us to enlarge the audiences. The second edition was pretty successful as it was the first one. We held 8 webinars. We had a wider range of audience, craftspeople from all over Italy, someone that are also in the process of opening and establish a craft enterprises. So we did like 1 hour speech and 30 minutes of exercise session or discussion, or you know, people that just asking questions and confront with the experts that are very useful things we know. We had around 30 people that finished all the courses. And this time we tried to be very target on some practical tips that can help craftspeople in their businesses activities. So especially on the digital skills. And so those are the lessons that we held, like some very focused on the sustainability and the aids and grants for crafts, or the financial and administrative part of that, but also storytelling, how to use Facebook and Instagram, how to tell people your story, because this is very important and necessary. So we have a panel of experts, very interesting as well. And we thought that is really helpful for them. Those are some of their feedbacks. So somebody saw that this edition is very useful for them, very inspiring. They can confront to each other, and they find out that they are not alone in the discovering and the training of developing new things. So those are only some comments, but I think this is important to reflect on, because they said to us that we are on the good way, on the right path. And so we can, I mean, of course we can change it, but the online version of those things really helps people to, try and reflect at least. So we are very happy. I don't want to take any more time. I want to invite our speaker, one of our tutor that had 2 of those lessons of crafting business, to speak herself and let us know what is her experience with the crafting business and Crafting Europe project, and how she interacts with the trainees. So thank you very much. And I think it will be very interesting to exchange our experiences in such beautiful conference and seminar like this. Thank you so much.
Me, can I have a feedback, please? Hello from Florence. I am currently in Florence, Italy. My name is Ilaria Mundula. I am a digital strategist. I work for Park, which is the digital lab of University of Florence, Prato Center. And I was a training during this program. My colleague Costanza, which I thank, has just presented the state of the art of the project as some numbers, some data. Today, I'm going to present some important lesson we have learned along our pathway, and I am going to share my screens. You can see some of the results and the interaction we had. So the aim of the entire project is to find new models for basically how to strengthen business performance. But what happens when you have a really great business idea and maybe you really have a great product, but you have scarce resources? I mean, I think everyone of the country can relate to this. In this moment,
Sorry. Okay.
yes.
We are having some connections with the problem with Italy. We are trying.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah, hear you.
Now.
Yeah, madam, I can
You
hear
can
you.
share it
Can
now.
you hear me?
Yes, you can
Yeah,
share it
I
now,
can.
Ilaria.
Yes. Can you see my presentation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Maybe now.
Now we are seeing you.
Okay. I'll try again. So can you hear my presentation now? Can you see that?
No, not.
I am currently sharing my screen. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Online problems. No, we are seeing your screen now.
Can you see it?
The screen, your screen, and
Can you see
a
it
part
now?
of your presentation.
Now, maybe you can see the presentation now.
Okay, Ilaria. No.
Yes.
Now. As you sent us your presentation, we can do the presentation from here, and you just have to say
Great.
when to change the slide. Okay.
Slide.
Okay
Yeah.
for you?
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes, so, okay. Yes, you can change the slide, please. Yes, so the aim of our project, of course, is to find new models for European crafts. And next slide, please. And how to strengthen business performance. So what happens when you have a great business idea and maybe a great product, but you have scarce resources? I mean, everyone in during this seminar and every country, I think, can relate that we are facing and that we are living a period of scarcity. So next slide, please. How can we tackle, how can we support micro business in craft? And here are 3 lessons we have learned along the pathway as trainers. Next slide, please. The first lesson we have learned is that we have to tackle loneliness in craft micro enterprises. What I mean is that most of the time, business owners are also the crafter, is also the strategist, is also the digital strategist, is the content creator, is the person who handles the tools and maybe the financial statement and all of that with little help and most of the time with no help. So next slide, please. How can we support marketing and promotion in this phase? And next slide, please. The first lesson we have learned is that we have to share practical tools. And we have to learn and to teach people how to apply them to their business. Now I will give you some example. Next slide, please. Here is a screenshot of our lesson. So it's basically a lesson about MailChimp. It was an email marketing lesson. And from the beginning, I said, today we are gonna learn how to create a landing page, because maybe in this phase of your business, you can't pay an agency, a digital agency, a web agency to create landing pages for you. But in this phase, you can do it yourself. Okay? So in the first lesson, we learn how to use and how to create the landing page. And next slide, please. Here are some other examples about the email marketing. I was presenting here some cases, 7 cases of email marketing and how to create subjects of email marketing, sorry. And the participant created themselves the subject for their strategist. For their strategy. Here you can see buon compleanno, it means happy birthday in Italian, and so the task they have to complete was to create the subject for the email marketing for the birthday of their customers. So next slide, please. And then we say that on the internet, we can find everything. What is really difficult is how to find them. So I think one of the most important thing is to give participants access to the information. So for example, if you're making a lesson as we did about Pinterest, which in craft, I think is one of the most useful social network. We presented the Pinterest Predicts 2022, which is a document that Pinterest itself releases every year about what will be trendy during the next year. So how can I develop my content about what is trendy? And next slide, please. With the last lesson we have learned was having fun. I mean, never underestimate the power of pleasure and learning by doing. Learning by doing is what I have just said, but also pleasure. The participants were, them were over 40 and sometimes over in their 50s, and they had little control over their digital skills. So I mean, it was really an effort for them to explore these tools. So what we found is that it's really important to approach this type of seminary with an entertainment aspect, with having fun, so they can learn better. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I think we had some connection problems with my presentation.
Thank you, Constance, and thank you, Ilaria. I really liked to hear from you the importance of learning by doing and with pleasure. Hope all the crafting business were learning by doing and with pleasure. So I think we are having some problems with Ireland and communication with Ireland. So once again, we have to skip Ireland for the moment and go ahead for Ukraine. Okay. Maybe Georgia will be able to, are they? Okay. So, Tiona, do you think you can go further now and make your presentation?
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Hello from Georgia.
Okay, good morning, and thank you for joining us now. Okay.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Georgia is, and Fiona is a trainee that is going to share with us her experience in crafting business. Okay, thank you, Fiona.
Thank you. I will try to share my screen first. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello from Georgia. My name is Teonia, the founder of ceramic studio, Teo Ceramics, and it is great honor for me to be a participant of this Crafting Business International Seminar. My career as a ceramist began in oh, can you see my screen? Something went wrong. Can you see it? Sorry.
You have to close the window. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
You have to put it on the presentation mode. View, I think.
1 minute.
On the menu, file, sorry, I'm top left of your screen. Yeah.
Can I try once again to share it?
Mas depois não é fácil.
1 minute. I will try once again. Sorry.
View, you have to press view on the, yes, it's the third menu.
Yes.
Yes.
And
You have
screen.
full screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Thank
Or
you for sorry. So my career as a ceramist began in 2017 as I am a project manager for more than 12 years at British Petroleum. Nearly 5 years ago, I started doing ceramics as a hobby, just for relaxation after work. But when I went deep inside the process, I understood that it was the field of art I always wanted to be in. So I started learning wood throwing techniques and became a professional pottery artist. After that, I traveled in South Asia and in Africa in order to learn their traditional techniques of processing the clay and firing. Attended workshops in Vietnam at Ceramic Village Batrang and in Morocco. And recently got master classes from Capodimonte Ceramic Institute in Milan. Impact of this diversity is clearly visible on my artworks as well. I have my online shop named Teo Ceramics on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and on the biggest online shopping platform, Etsy.com. In Crafting Business Training Program, our main mentor and trainers shared their expertise and knowledge to support the business development to the newcomers to this industry. When I began this training program, to be honest, my business skills were not as strong. It was like following the flow. So thanks to this program, I have learned how to build business skills, generate revenue, how to develop marketing skills and promote craft enterprises. I have learned fundamentals of business and how to gain skills that will strengthen our business performance. These trainings were changing my vision and competencies step by step in managing my business. So nearly after 1 year from this program, I have established my own ceramic studio and equipped it with all the essential equipment. And now I am producing various kinds of products in less time. During this program, I have learned basics of business visioning and modeling, marketing strategies, how to make a research and access to the market, access to funding supports and grants applications, and how to write an effective business plan. Also, I want to mention a very important trainings of financial calculation, market pricing, and financial management, as well as product development trainings and how to access international trade shows and galleries. During this lockdown, when online shops became so active, in order to perform our products more effectively and visually perceivable, photography skills and techniques became very essential. So I think mobile photography trainings were so timely for me. I want to mention important topic of customer segmentation, how to set out marketing strategies. We learned sales and distribution channels. We were taught essential element of a powerful, unique selling proposition. And I want to underline the most significant part of our seminar, which played the key role during the whole program. This is the core of a successful business, our value proposition, which is the most important. It should appeal to emotions of the customer. We should care about core competencies since they are the roots of a competitive advantage. Value is the word. Value delivered to the customer results in a satisfied customer who will pay a reasonable price in return for the product or service. We should walk in our target customers' shoes and define their characteristics. We should walk in our target customers' shoes, define everything. We should find out what are their priority of needs. We should ask them the right questions and analyze the answers. Why questions? To find their needs. We should uncover hidden needs and bring the desire to satisfy needs to a boiling point. As an example, I want to present a little story about my studio's Japanese style tea set collection, which you can see on the slide. It's a little inspiring story about the post which I have wrote on my social media business page, inspired with all these trainings. It was a cold and rainy day, and I just wanted to show people the world with my tea set and how it could be without it. Only one post on social media, just an honest and heart-touching. Below the post was a photo of me sitting beside my tea set and holding a cup of hot tea. Here is the text. A tea ritual as a meditation for the benefit of your body, mind, and soul. My choice this morning is a Moroccan lemongrass tea with petals of mint and ginger. Pour the tea, sit comfortably, close your eyes, let the silence spread in your body and around you. Listen and follow your breath. Don't judge it, just observe it and send gratitude toward the whole world, universe. Sip the tea, feel its taste, aroma, texture, temperature. Just feel how your lips, fingers touches this clay mug. What are the feelings when the warmth of the tea from your palms spread through your body? How this magic liquid leaks under your skin and finds its home in every cell, joins the blood vessels and supplies your heart, warms it up and adds one more twist of life to it. Observe how your eyes perceive the drawings inside the cup. Which color calms you right now? Think about it. Feel every inhale and exhale. Love it. Be at the moment right here, right now. Just follow these instructions. Notice and feel every detail happening in you and around you. Congratulations, because if you did it, you're right here, right now, just drinking tea and enjoying this magic moment. I wish you a pleasant journey to the most beautiful, magnificent, and interesting place on earth. Journey within yourself. With love and gratitude, yours, Teo Ceramics. Here is the end of this post, which had no marketing title and no instructions how to order this tea set. And it did a magic. I have got hundreds of messages from customers saying that they wanted to feel the same feelings. So the result was that I have got 20 times more orders in 1 week for my tea set. And this inspiring posture gained me more than 100 new followers on my social media page in 1 week. Before finishing my speech, I want to use this great opportunity to talk shortly about Crafting Europe's project, iAtelier, as well. As I am the winner of this program, it has opened up so many opportunities for me and has expanded the number of techniques artists are able to access. Working on my 2 projects at Fab Labiglione was a great opportunity to integrate new digital fabrication technologies into crafts practice. And I am so proud and happy that my 2 winner projects, Bikila and Minilchini, will be exhibited at Dutch Design Week this year in October. On a first photo, you can see Bikila's collections, which represents a modern version of ancient Georgian traditional wooden cookie stamps. And on a second photo, you can see Minilchini, which is the modern version of traditional Georgian feast. Also, I want to take advantage and express my gratitude towards Crafting Europe for giving me a great opportunity to be a participant of Go and See project as well. I had just returned from Milan Interior Design Week, Salon del Mobile Milano, which is the biggest and most famous imported exhibition in the world. It was 60th anniversary this year of this exhibition. And it's a laboratory for experimentation and cross-pollination. More than 2,000 exhibitors from 190 countries were taking part in it. And I made 3 case studies there. All of them are different from each other with its products and experiences of exporting. I am now working at this project and on this interview, and I think that the result will be very helpful for craftspeople all over the world. And at the end, I want to thank again and again to Crafting Europe and Georgian Arts and Culture Center for giving me such a great opportunity to develop my skills and business. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Tiana.
Thank you very much.
So many things learn and so much opportunities. I'm glad that Crafting Business has represented to you the opportunity to have to experiment new things. And thank you especially for the relaxing text that you read. We were really needing it. Okay, thank you and many success. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I think we reconnected with Ireland. And so we are going to hear Gillian Berry as the mentor and Liz Watch as trainee from Ireland, who's beginning.
I think Gillian is going to begin if she's on. I think we were having a bit of...
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. So lovely to see everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I'm going to just share my screen and
go ahead.
And we can start going. So hopefully you can all.
Yes, we are seeing your presentation.
My presentation. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
And I suppose like say so my name is Gillian Barry. I am the head of innovation and enterprise at TUS, Technological University of the Shannon. And we're delighted to be partners in this program. We've got a great kind of, I suppose, little team that have been working on this project in myself, Derek and Eleanor, who's with you today as well. And just to give you a brief on the Technological University of the Shannon, we span across 2 economic regions in Ireland. So it's quite a huge space in terms of the area that we cover. We have 6 campuses, around 14,000 students, bringing it up to about 4,000 graduates every year. lots of staff, almost 1,500, and working quite well across our community. And of course, one of our most famous schools is our School of Art and Design. And I work in incubation and enterprise and spin-out activities and everything. So it's great to be working alongside our creatives across our school and across the regions and the country. So just to give you an idea, I work in lots of enterprise centres and facilities. We've one of the biggest or the largest set of enterprise and incubation centres across Ireland. So that'll just give you an idea. So lots of arrows and pinpoints, and we've everything from a European space incubation centre to creative multimedia hub space, and working with medical devices, all kinds. But we were delighted to be working in the design space, and have a very much focus on design education as well, of course. So and just about ourselves, we're involved in lots and lots of activities supporting entrepreneurs. And what's interesting about that for us is we have because we have a breadth of experience working with small startup companies, practitioners and entrepreneurs. I suppose it gives us an opportunity to reflect on how we're doing our training, tapping into research, and how that we can, continue to improve our network and our support and our skills development for our network. And we do that with lots of initiatives and programs and projects that we run. And of course, our crafting business has now become, I suppose, core program, and we hope to continue running that. Such is the popularity of the program since we started it. So we run lots of different projects and programs. The key skills and the key tools that we try and help our entrepreneurs with are innovation, idea development, recognizing opportunities. So we do a lot of stuff around cognitive development, opportunity development, networking and leadership, strategic thinking, and that. So that real personal development is core to what we do. How can we help somebody who wishes to start a business to really develop the skill set that will help them to make a success, no matter what the business, but then also to develop the network to make that business a success. And we've had lots of success over the years. This is just a snapshot of some of our award winners over the last year, from film, fashion, to tech and crafts as well. So for us, entrepreneurship is a big vision act of creativity. And we use this quote a lot, actually, because we want to correlate that entrepreneurship isn't all about some, very statistical, objective kind of business tool, that actually entrepreneurship is an act of creativity as well. And we try and make sure that we correlate that throughout our programs for our entrepreneurs. So for us, we had our workshops, so the same as probably the outline that everybody else had for a crafting business. We had 25 participants join us in the 22 cohort, and I think 22 in the 2021 cohort that we ran. We had in all, I think, about 130 applications, so really popular program, which was great. One of the things that I just wanted to mention today is that one of the changes that we made to the second program that we did was that we did a good bit of research on creative business modeling, or business modeling for creative enterprises. And this is just an example of one of the business model canvases that was altered to take into consideration the artistic or creative identity. And we encouraged our entrepreneurs this year that when they were doing their business model canvas, that we said, well, look, you've got this creative freedom. These models are built for, of tech companies in that. So a lot of them in their final pitches, they included their identity in center of the business model canvas, and we felt that that really worked well, and it helped them to feel as well that they, I suppose that tool was made for them, and we find that that was really helpful as well. And again, just based on the research, we tried, well, we are a university, let's see what we can learn from research and bring that in. So we very much so brought that in. I'm conscious of the time actually, but very much so brought that in as well. So just quickly, some insights that I thought I would share. 85% of our participants said they knew what the gaps that we did do surveys throughout. So they knew what the gaps were, they just kind of didn't know how, you know, to kind of to fill those gaps. And so that was something that we worked with them throughout. Marketing, finance, route to market, exporting, very much on the cards as well for this cohort. When surveyed as well, 92% of them said the program had helped them to identify new or unexpected areas in their business. 100% stating that they were going to have follow-on actions after the program. We had more than half say who originally said that they were not going to create employment, said that they would hire in the next 3 years. And we had a ranging estimate of earnings between 12,000 and 150,000 per year in the next 3 years, estimated from that cohort. So we have some really great feedback. We had a super group, and the feedback has been really encouraging, and as a result, we really do want to continue with the program. So that is our aim at the moment. This cohort as well want to do a showcase at the end of this year, and so we're working closely with them on that. So even just, I am blown away by this program. I wish it was longer. If that doesn't want to keep going and do something for this community of people, I don't know what else we can do, but I'm very encouraged by the feedback. So they left wanting more. As I mentioned, we're going to do a showcase with them at the end of the year, so we're working towards that as well. And I suppose really for us, you know, using systems as well to do surveys throughout, lots of peer-to-peer opportunities, working with guest speakers, and leaning into the research as well to see what we could do to change things up for the benefit of the participants was really helpful as well. And I suppose one last thing is, and Eleanor is here as well, is that we managed to get funding through a fund in Ireland called Springboard for an MA in Enterprise Development for Creative Practices. So we've a higher diploma, and then you can do extra credits for a master's, and that's running now in our School of Art and Design in Toos, and it's a blended online program. And we are absolutely delighted that that's one of the outcomes of working on this project. So yeah, let's stay connected. There's my details, and delighted to be part of this project. So thank you. There you go. Sorry, quick rush.
Yes, so many things happening. So thank you, Gillian. It was great to see how successful your crafting business was in Ireland, and how important it is this program is for you, and you are thinking and taking to the program as your core program, but you are upscaling the program and doing new things, and marvelous feedbacks from the participants. So congratulations. Okay, so I think now we are in condition to have Liz Walsh from Ireland.
Yeah, hi, how's it going? Thanks for having me this morning.
Okay, please.
So my name is
Go ahead.
Liz, and I am based in Dublin in Ireland. I work with textiles, and I completed the Craft in Europe program in 2021. So will I just go ahead and share my screen with you? If I can, let me have a look. Where is my screen? Oh, my desktop, hang on. Why can't I share it? Hang on a second. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Not yet, just you.
Not yet. Okay. Now, can you see it?
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay, excellent. Right. So let me
Full
go
screen, please. We need
uh,
to enter it for full screen.
full screen. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. My name is Liz, and I like to play with color. So that's pretty much my MO in my creative practice. I love color, and I turned it into a business. I've always painted, I've always illustrated, I've always used my hands in some way. I was always scribbling and doodling, and I found printed textiles about 10 years ago, and I started to see the connection between my illustrations, and then I could turn them into silk screens and then print them onto fabric. So I offer hand-printed Irish linen homewares and accessories, and I run print workshops and corporate creative therapy team building sessions, and I do illustration commissions. So just down the bottom, you can see how you can contact me. I'm Liz Walsh Textiles on Instagram, and I am also based on email. So what is the equation between my craft and making a business? Well, I had a passion for color. I have a love for pattern, and my Irish textile heritage, which is Irish linen, which is it has a huge legacy in Ireland in textiles. So all these three things equaled a business based on sustainability and circularity. And really what that means for me is making in Ireland, buying from Irish suppliers, and supporting other small businesses as my business grows. So before Craft in Europe, how was I feeling? So I started Craft in Europe in October 2021. So we were all in the end, I suppose, within towards the last 6 months of the first lockdown in our pandemic. So I was feeling very directionless, and I just was adrift. I needed to have a little bit of an anchor, and I found Craft in Europe on the DCCI website, and I thought this definitely seems like something that would suit me, and it was particularly aimed at creatives. So I realized that I had very little business knowledge. I was making, but my business knowledge wasn't up to scratch. I wasn't aware of all the opportunities for creatives. I had limited cash flow. And particularly in those lockdowns, I was feeling isolated, like many people around Ireland and the rest of the world. So what I learned from doing the workshops with Craft in Europe, I learned how to adapt my concepts to my lifestyle, i.e. I've got kids, I like making, so I learned how to make my business work around my life rather than make my life work around my business. I had the golden ticket of learning about the business model canvas tool, which I had never heard of before, which I thought was incredible. That totally opened up so many avenues of thought for me in terms of a creative business. I learned about finance and pricing strategies, again, funding opportunities. And I realized that there's a business model for every business, whether it's creative or tech or whatever it is that you want to do. I also learned that pivoting was absolutely fine because everybody had to do it during the pandemic. And I created a network of people that were on a similar creative journey to me. So going forward, these are the things that I started to implement. And I realized my time is up. I'm going to be really quick. So I just realized that I had gathered a support system of other makers. I had the business model canvas, and which I always looked at as a roadmap for making decisions. I am better prepared to take advantage of opportunities because I have content already made and written about my business because of the workshops that we did with Craft and Business. And I built a solid foundation for sustainable growth within my business. So this is just how you contact me. I am hello@liswalsh.ie, and I just want to say thank you for having me today. And that's me done. Within time. Oh, and also I just wanted to say as well, I just wanted to thank Craft in Europe for selecting me to the Go Sell in Shop Object in Maison et Object in Paris in September. So I'm really delighted to be exhibiting my work there this year. So that's a huge opportunity for me. So thank you very much. Thanks, Julian, for facilitating me, and thank you to everybody for listening.
Thank you, Liz. Beautiful business you have. So, so glad to know that crafting business was an anchor for your business and allowed you to run your business. And so many opportunities for like go and see. So congratulations. And now we know that Gillian Berry was telling the truth about the success of the crafting program. Okay, so I think now we are moving to Ukraine. And we have from Ukraine, we have Irina as a trainer, and as I'm skipping the surnames because they are all difficult to pronounce. So, so we have Irina, a trainer, and Anna, a trainee from Ukraine. Okay, thank you. Who is beginning?
Me?
Irina.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You have the floor.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Irina Nikitina. Not a very difficult surname, but let's.
Not for you.
Yes, I am a moderator of the program performed by Ukrainian Business School MIM for the Handicrafts Chamber of Ukraine. This year, we launched the second run of the Craft Business Management School. And after the first Craft Business Management School, which was conducted in 2021, we decided to improve it and focus mostly on the result of the training. This result must be as practical as it may be for the participants. They should end up with their training program with a ready business plan. This business plan refers to their project or the craft business that they are doing. This business plan to help make the craft business well-structured, well-organized, financially sound, and prepared for marketing promotion sides. And of course, the owner of the craft business should be skilled to manage his team, whether it is large or not. That was our business school for, and it was the goal of our remaking the program. So this year we started our program on 15th of February, but the Russian Federation attacked Ukraine and all our lives changed in a moment. It took us 3.5 months to overcome the first shock and start taking over of our lives and our businesses and all the things we are doing. So we decided to restart the postponed training at Craft Business Management School and collected the group for a meeting. I need to underline that not all the participants could make it. One participant, Irina Tsvila, who was a volunteer helping Ukrainian army, unfortunately has been killed during the first days of the war. So we have lost her. Few participants postponed their businesses, changed their plans for the near future. But most of them joined this meeting, and from the conversation, it was clear that the restart of the training is very important for them. It gives the group not only the sense of their activity, not only vision of their future doing, but also so needed communication with our people, regardless how far they are now and where they are located at the moment. We changed some technical arrangements of the Craft Business Management School, but all topics and focus on the resulting business plan remain. So we can say that we shall prevail. And Slava Ukraini. Thank you for everybody. Now I suppose I will give the floor to Anna Steba, who is the part of our group, and also Ukrainian. Yeah, and Ukrainian.
Thank you very much. And most of all, congratulations for your strength and your perseverance. So thank you very much and keep going.
Thank you.
Now we will have one of your trainees, Anna Skip.
Hello, my name is Anna Steba. I'm from Ukraine. Now, temporarily, unfortunately, I'm not in the country, but directly before the war, we started to learn in this program. And actually, it was like a big beginning for us because in the autumn, we moved to a new, much more bigger building for our workshop. We increase all the time, we make more, and we understand that we need some structure, some in our business, because first it started like a hobby of me and my husband. I will share the screen just to show you what exactly we are doing. This is our brand, Audit Lab. We make items from architectural concrete for interior, exterior. Also, we've got one more brand. I unfortunately couldn't switch the screen so quick. This is about street furniture. It's also made from concrete basement and wood, different one. Usually, our market was in Ukrainian, and we were full in orders, so we even didn't think about any sending abroad because it's some difficult for us. And unfortunately, now the market in Ukrainian totally dead. So yes, while I'm temporary in German, I'm visiting even some exhibitions. I was in Milan, Brussels. I'm looking for some ideas of making some kind of product which will be good to sell in Europe as well, because I understand that for surviving of my brand, for surviving of all different brands, I should think not even about me and my business, but about all our friends who now try to work in Ukraine. It's really difficult. Yes, but we are keeping on.
Thank you, Anna. Beautiful business, beautiful objects, and we hope you will be very, very successful. And I think Irina and Anna, on behalf of all the participants in the program, deserve a huge applause from us for all your perseverance. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us, and keep going. You will be successful.
We hope so. We have to.
Okay, go ahead. And please, Anna, stop sharing your screen.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now we are jumping to Georgia once again, and we are going to speak with David. I'm going to try it. Chechelas, feeling more or less. Okay. So please, David.
More or less, we got it right.
More or less. Okay,
Yes,
I tried.
It was close, actually. Chechelashvili. You got it right.
Not even close.
Well, just one letter.
Okay.
Hello,
I leave
everyone.
the floor to you. Okay.
Yes, hello, everyone. It's I'm honored to be here. Thank you very much for having me. Before I start describing the program and expressing my opinion, I would like to, express my amazement at the Ukrainian colleagues. What you are doing is like, I have no words, and I wish you success, and I wish you, to defeat the barbarians of 21st century, and you have a full support from the vast majority of Georgian people. I would like to thank you again, because I think you are fighting most of us instead of most of us, like fighting our fight. Thank you very much. Going back to the program in Georgia, I will not take much of your time because Teona described already what she's doing. I just want to say that as a mentor, I was a mentor of this program, coach, a lead coach. My background is in technology startups. I'm used to highly scalable, technology-based, high growth potential startups that I'm helping in Georgia. So for me, it was a very new experience. And I have to say that it was a very rewarding experience, turned out to be a very rewarding experience in several directions. The first is that incredible energy that was coming from that group, and energy, coachability, and desire to learn new things. That was very energizing. The second dimension was developing a new curriculum, which was an adaptation of a lean startup methodology that is typical for software technology business. And I think we succeeded in creating a very good cross, which is applicable also for SMEs and artisans. The third dimension was a nice change in focus from growth and data-driven entrepreneurship that is typical for technologies, high growth startups, to creating unique and amazing customer experience, which, by the way, all startups claim, including the technology startups, but it's very difficult for them to achieve because they have pressures for investors and from the market. So this renewed focus on creating amazing experiences was very, very good. And the fourth dimension is focus on what important part of curriculum was focusing on what we're actually selling versus what we are making or what we think we are selling. So understanding what we are selling, why customers are buying. Very often it's not what we think we're selling. Understanding and talking to our customers is a first step to creating this amazing experience and mutual love that is important especially important for artisans. I will not bore you with all the usual KPIs that come from this program. Jobs created, exports increased, master labs created. You will probably hear this from organizers. I was already heard in another event, but I would like to stress one important and surprising result that came out. Out of the participants, 2 participants in our program made a change and applied, which made a pivot, which is another word for a change, and decided to implement innovation part of their ideas and apply for innovation grants, which is JITA. There is an organization in Georgia, Georgian Innovation Technology Agency, and they have grants for innovation-based startups. So the 2 participants, they decided to change, and one succeeded, one failed, which to me both are successes, because the one who failed, I'm sure they will apply again and they will succeed. And success came from Piros Mania, who decided to make a platform connect, like from selling what they were making, they decided to make a platform to connect artisans and customers, which I think is a great, unexpected, totally unexpected, great result. Because as a result of this, it's very nice because it supports individual entrepreneurs, artisans, and SMEs, but it's something more scalable can come out, it can create more jobs. Then it's also another side effect. Overall, I had a great experience for giving me the chance to do this, and thank you very much for founders who participate, for all their energy and for all their success.
So thank you, David. And it was very interesting to know that your participants begin to focus more in customers and sales and what is one of the big results of a business, to have customers and sales to prevail the business. And the surprising result, as you call it, the change from some participants that begin to start to integrate innovation. So the program was about changing the way they run their business, the way how they look to the business. So surprising results are good too. So thank you very much, David. And now we are going to have our coffee break. We invite you all to have a coffee, and even those virtually, if you want to come, we'll have some biscuits and coffee. Okay, thank you. We'll begin again at 11 o'clock. Is it? Yes, around 11 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's begin. Begin again. Sorry for the slight delay. We had too many biscuits to eat, so we took a little bit longer. And now we are going to listen to Spain, Javier and Mirti. Okay, and they are both trainees, and then Sarah Lopez, another trainee. And before that, we have Sylvia that is going to share with us the experience in Spain. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm going to explain a little bit the project that we did in Spain. We have some technical issues. Okay, it's fine. See? Okay, well, in Spain, the crafting business project is called Programa de Creación de una Empresa Artesana. Oh, sorry. Okay. I continue? Okay. We have done 3 editions. The first one was in 2020, the next one last year, and the third one, actually, the end is this afternoon. So we were able to do 3 editions and to have 86 participants at the end. Our courses are well, they have 3 months length. They are online. We do 9 different training units. In total, we have 50 hours of teaching plus 3-hour mentoring. We do 2 hours during the course, and then we offer, after 6 months, we offer a new hour of mentoring to see the evolution of the business. This is our tutors, our trainers. Juan Pastor is the director of the program. And then we have finance, digitalization, marketing, all the experts in the different areas. In total, as I said, we have 86 participants. As you can see, most of them are female. They are from 35, 44 years old, and also plus 45. And the business that they present are developed between 1 and 5 years. The trades that they were, well, the most common has been ceramics and textiles. Also, we had other sectors. Then we have jewelry and leather, and a little bit less of representation. We have wood, fiber, and stones. We have almost representation from all over Spain, except 3 regions, but basically all the country. And the orange ones are the regions where we have more participants. These are some of the speakers that we invite them to give them their experience. For me, that's one of the sessions that is the most inspiring for them, because they can see how these other artisans, some of them are very old, some of them are young, different trades, different regions, and they get they learn a lot from them, and they have a lot of inspiration. And yeah, we invite them to talk a little bit. After we finish the program, we have a survey also, and the feedback has been amazing, and we have very, very good results, and everyone will express what they say that they have learned a lot. Well, it has been 100% positive experience, very professional staff, close to the student, excellent teachers. Thanks to this course, the way I see my craft business has changed. So everyone, it's very grateful with this project. And also they have very good comments of our teachers. They say they understand their needs, their concerns. For example, for finance, that it's a topic that is more complicated for them. They say the class is very well structured, it's simplified. Well, it's well prepared. And yeah, we are uploading all the profiles of these makers in our website in Crafting Europe in the space of Meet the Makers. And after we finish the third edition, we will upload also the new profiles. So here you are going to see, we are going to have from all the countries, all the profiles. I think it's a very nice library at the end. So I enjoy everyone that is watching us to see. And that's all. I just want to give the word to Javier and Mirta, that are hat makers, and also to Sarah Lopez, that is specialized in jewelry and accessories, to talk about their experience. So thank you.
Thank you, Silvia. Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes.
Okay, let's share this. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for having us here today, and for giving us the opportunity of sharing a little bit of our experience in the Spanish Crafting Europe course of last year. My name is Javier, and she is Mirte, and we are Maleza hat makers. And now Mirte, because she has far good English than me, she's going to explain with a brief slideshow all about us, about our brand, and how was last year's program.
Okay, so like Javi already told you, our brand is called Maleza Hat Makers. We are a very small hat workshop in Madrid, Spain. We're just the two of us, just 4 hands. And the question we get asked most is why we became hat makers. We have no one in the family. We are self-taught. We have a very long story about why we became hat makers, but we will share the short one because there's no time for the long one. So basically it was because we were really looking to make something with our own hands. We were looking to find a job where we could enjoy the absence of hurry, where we could focus on details. We were always very curious about traditions, about heritage. We restore our own tools. And for us, basically, hat making unites everything important to us. So that's art, design, and storytelling. We make bespoke orders. So people come to our workshop and we have a custom hat made for them. If they can't come to the workshop, we schedule a video call. We do one-of-a-kind hats. We do limited editions, both for ourselves or for retail. We will always work with natural materials, wool felt, hemp, baobab, recycled felt. And then we also dye ourselves. We work with botanical dyes, and we work a lot with dead stock and upcycled materials. So before we started this course, we didn't really know what to expect. We had done one business course before that was not focused on artisans, so was not really of no use to us. And then we got to meet some other artisans, former participants to a former edition, and they really encouraged us to inscribe, so we did, and we got picked, so we're very happy. Some of the things we learned is how to create a business model, how to analyze your strengths, your weaknesses, your threats, your opportunities. Also, it gave us a huge network of fellow artisans. We still have a WhatsApp group where we can share experiences, information about contests, about fairs, etc. A very important thing was that we learned how to manage your finances. Most of the artisans are slightly allergic to everything that has to do with numbers and finances, but it's very important to know how to make that part work as well in order to survive as a company and in order to keep on going on with your journey. It's all about having a well-built brand, which is having coherence in your identity. You have to think, rethink, conceptualize. It's all about storytelling, basically, because if you have a good story, but if you have a good product, but you're not able to communicate that to the client, well, you won't sell as much. So you should believe in your talent, you should value your creations, you should never compete on price. And you should spend a lot of time exploiting your differential value, what makes you different and what makes you special. So I think the most important thing that we learned in the course is, well, it was giving us a lot of answers, of course, but it was basically giving us a lot of tools about how we could ask the right questions to keep on growing our business. So the most important thing, I think, was that we could study and put into words our differential value. In our case, we come from two very different backgrounds, also from two different countries. He's from Spain and I'm from the Netherlands. And he has a background in fine arts and I come from literature. So that makes our brand and our storytelling unique. So you shouldn't only look at the future, you should also look what you already have and put that into value. Then our forms and finishes are different. We're very well known for our wrinkled hats and our distressed finishes. So we like our hats to look like they already lived loads of adventures. We care deeply about the transparencies of our materials. We always ask all our providers to give all the information in order that we can communicate that to our client. And we are one of the few hat makers in the world that dye ourselves. So in the future, we would like to have, we would like to achieve an absolute circularity in a big part of our production. That means no waste, trying to recycle as much as we can. We would like to say small, artisan and self-sufficient. We're not looking to become a small factory. We don't want to have employees. We just would like to stay the two of us. We'd like to have 100% traceability in all our components and all of these components to have the lowest carbon footprint possible. Then we would like to find like-minded allies for future collaborations, and we are looking for international retail opportunities. So thank you very much for listening to us. If you have any questions left, down below you can find all our contact details, and it was a pleasure being here.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Javier and Martin. I'm so glad to know that you had so many conquests with the program, and you realized that it's not enough to have a good project. You need to sell it, and it's the program gave you the right tools for running the business, and you no longer have allergy to finances.
Well, we are
And now, let me see, I'm lost. Sarah Lopez. Okay, thank you. Keep going and stay with us. Okay. Yes, Sarah, you can begin. She's waiting for. Are you
hello.
Here? Oh, okay.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, perfectly.
Because I have connected with my mobile because I had problems with the computer. Okay, good morning. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for this opportunity to share with you all of you my Crafting Euro experience. My name is Sara Lopez from Madrid, living in Mediterranean Sea in Valencia, Spain. And I'm artisan, jeweler, and fashion and accessories designer. My first training was in traditional arts and crafts in Madrid, and later in traditional jewelry in Valencia. And I have an extensive experience in accessories brands as a designer and product manager. And I have been responsible for manufacturing process and large products. But after living in Japan, I have learned about their craft tradition and the prestige and respect it enjoys in its culture. And I have created, after this, my own jewelry and accessories brand named Rita, and the online shop Rita & Co. And I combined this brand that I designed and I made by myself, combined with the design and production for another brands and different customers like museums and others. Why I decided to start the program? Because I needed to organize my professional structure, define and focus on my activity, and the goal through my creativity and quality product to be profitable and sustainable company towards lasting professional solidity. But I see that I think I see that you are not sharing my presentation, and with my mobile I can't do it. I don't know if you
okay.
If you can.
Can we share? Okay. We are now trying to share your presentation.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's because
you have to tell us to change the slides, okay?
Okay.
Okay, just say change.
So this first page is my presentation, and you can see that all my work is artisanal, and why I decided the program. So now in the page number 3, you have the you can see the benefits and experience for my brand of this program. This program has helped me to put focus, to analyze my strengths and weakness, and to structure my business plan. That is, analyze, organize, focus, and act. To integrate and prioritize profitability as a business, to stop being just a process of creative happiness, and to think like a company, not just an artisan. Another benefit is to strengthen my self-esteem as an artisan and designer and as a brand. Another, it was to see my project as an artisan company with a future project, solid future project. And I have learned to take the measure of what can I encompass and where to go and to move forward. Another value that I have with the program is to value my product and integrate all my professional experience, my creative vision, the different techniques in which I am trained, and that I continue investigating in my artisan product. Also to be aware of the responsibility we have as quality artisan brands in the new contemporary craft. Also to be aware of traceability and the circular economy of the product. And this experience also give me the possibility to meet other projects and artisans with whom to share experience, doubts, knowledge, and also creating, I think it's very important, creating a community of support and growth. Now, the next page. And my evolution through the program about product, it was I have developed of selected special pieces that seek to be also commercial to an audience that values design, where traditional and innovative craft techniques are mixed. Also, research and improvement of different techniques and combined craftsmanship, tradition and design, like ceramic, enamels, marbling, low heel loom, laser cutting, and also to value the Mediterranean culture, traditional and crafts. Tradition, sorry. About experience through this program, I have collaborated with prestigious artisans in different exhibitions, promotion and sale. Also, we have started a project to promote high craftsmanship in artisan associations and other channels, such as luxury hotels, museums, etc. And this is very important to value of crafts and design as a unit. Also, I have done an active participation in forums, talks and conferences of creativity economy, sustainability design, crafts and design, especially now in Valencia. Valencia, you know that it's the world design capital, and we have a lot of interesting experience in these terms, and as well as museums, foundation, etc. So now, please, next page. Experience. And next one, my evolution through the program about business activity and commercial matter. I have searched for grants and opportunities to support the digitalization and promotion of crafts. I have participated in the fashion show of San Sebastian this last spring. And also I have appearance in the press and and engagement of crafts and design. And now, 5 page, next one. My future expectations. I would like to be a prestigious and solid and profitable brand as a designer and also as a brand with a clear identity. It's my brand and my name, written code by Sara Lopez, because now I have it separated, but I think it has to be close. Where I continue to be strong in design and artisan manufacturing, both for my brand and for other clients and projects, and where I can collaborate with companies and big brands that allow me to hire a support team and generate a collaborate artisan work. I'm also interested in promoting and supporting crafts in the creation of a program to strengthen our network so that trades are not lost due to lack of profitability and support, or due to lack of transmission of knowledge to new generations. And what I consider essential is that training have to be accompanied by training similar to Crafting Europe and a professional continuity program, creating workshops, school, where students who have already been trained can develop their professional side if they wish it, with the support of the infrastructure of the workshops, the machinery and the network of companies collaborating with the educational organizations, companies, and national and international trades. So I just want to thank, to say my thanks to Crafting Europe for this program and its continuity, to Fundesarte for his great work, to our tutor of the course, and all the teachers for their dedication, support, and accompaniment during these months. And also thanks to the Arte Popular Lisbon, to all the craft sector, customers and people interested in our outfit. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. So thank you, Sarah, and we hope that the business competencies that you have developed will help you to keep your creativity, happiness, and be successful, because we need happy, creative, and successful artisans. Okay, thank you very much. And now Caroline Checkman, that is here in person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be really brief before I hand over to trainer Emma Weiner. I just wanted to just share the importance of taking a period of time to reflect back on the work that all of the crafting business people had done, and give them a chance to connect up with each other, because the majority of our training program was done online and they haven't met in person. And the third was to be accountable to a time frame. So we hosted our reflection event in April. This was 6 months having finished the program and having presented their business plans. And it gave them a chance to really think about delivering that business model they had prepared and making adjustments and setting new goals for the future. And it was a really successful event. And if you have not done this already with your own training programs, I do recommend a period of reflection, because the adjustments that people made certainly made them feel this is more achievable for their own needs, having taken that period of time to work on their business. Thank you. I'm going to hand over to Emma Wayner.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Apologies for being a little bit late, everybody. Zoom was not playing game this morning. So I want to take you back. It's 2019. Caroline has contracted me to do 2.5 days training in Brighton, England, with 30 of her star artists on how to sell yourself and your ideas. 4 months after we signed that contract, we were all in lockdown. Oh dear, what do we do? Caroline was absolutely determined that we would find a solution to this. And there were moments when I thought, are we really? For those of you that don't know me, have never met me, my name is Emma Wayner. I'm a corporate speaker coach. I help people raise their visibility and their credibility at work, whatever work looks like, by the way that they communicate. And up until this point, when Caroline had contracted me, until lockdown happened, all of my business was face-to-face. It was a word of mouth business, all referral and all face-to-face. So what were the issues that we were facing? Caroline was determined we were going to provide these artists with this program, and we needed to find a way to do it. So what were our issues? Well, number one, we were used to being face-to-face. I would literally physically put my hands on people to help them establish the right kind of posture so they looked confident, so they could breathe deeply, and so they understood how to be in a room. Now, obviously, you can't do that digitally. The second thing was that we were very used to doing half days and full days with people. And we already knew, even at the beginning of lockdown, we couldn't possibly expect people to sit for half days or full days because they couldn't focus for that long. But not only that, but they had lots of other stuff that was going on outside the room where they would be zooming in. So we knew we couldn't expect that from people. And the third and the most complicated issue was the fact that when we do full days, we are training and we're coaching in the same space. So training means the cognitive understanding, really kind of getting to grips with what does it mean to know this material. And also the coaching element, which was the somatic part, the feeling bit. So what does it feel like in your body to feel confident? What does it feel like to really access your authentic voice so you can communicate really effectively with your audience? How are we possibly going to get both of those things in? Because we knew without the training, the coaching wouldn't make sense. And with the training, the application was probably not going to work if the coaching wasn't there. So we knew we definitely needed both. And that's when it hit us. If we separated out the coaching and the training, we had a chance of making this work. So that's what we did. We set about creating a series of videos which would give the participants the ability to watch the videos when it suited them within a certain time frame and prepare to come to the coaching session. So that's how it worked. And it meant that the learning happened outside of our sessions together and the coaching happened in the group setting. So the program that we designed was really around selling yourself and your ideas. First of all, we needed to look at mindset because that was a really critical part of the process. If you don't feel like an expert in your area, if you don't understand how you impact value on your clients or what value your product has, then it's pretty hard to stand up and sell yourself. So we did a lot of work on mindset. When we'd finished that section, we started to look at the body. So what does it mean to stand up and be a confident speaker, to be able to confidently sell yourself and your ideas? And then we started to look at how does that impact on your breathing? Because breath is the power to your voice. So if you're not breathing very well, you're not going to sound very confident. So we knew we needed to work on that aspect too. And then we worked on vocal credibility. How can somebody use their voice in the most authentic way possible so they don't sound like everybody else, they sound like themselves, but sound like that expert that they really, really are. So that was the next section. And then finally, when we'd done all of that, only then did we start to look at content. What did they say? Because it's so important to focus on how we're speaking rather than what we're saying to people, because it's the how and us that people buy into way before they're going to buy into any kind of product that we might be talking about. So what were the results of all of this? Well, at the beginning of the program, and we've had about 100 people go through the program now, and I would say roughly 70% of them were designer makers. They would, on a scale of 1 to 10, so 1 being very, very underconfident, 10 being super confident to sell yourself and your ideas, the 77% would have graded themselves 5 and below before the training. After the training, 92% of participants were saying that they were 7 and up, and around about 60% were saying they were between 8 and 10, which is a pretty impressive change. But what did that actually mean? What was the reality of that? Well, it meant that participants were going out and they were selling themselves with much greater ease. They were going to panels and talking with ease. They were presenting at art shows with much greater ease. They were able to apply for grants and go to grant interviews feeling comfortable and confident that they could do themselves and their work justice. So it made a significant difference to them, but also it impacted on their business, the visibility and their credibility that they were creating for themselves. Now, lots of that had to do with the quality of the training and the coaching, but I strongly believe that a huge part of it was the group dynamic, that sense of shared experience, that realization of like, oh, it's not just me that feels like this when I have to talk about myself or my work. Having that shared language of being able to say, oh, that was really good, but that needs a little bit more work. And being able to continue to support each other after the program had finished were the things that made a significant difference to the participants. And I know that some people are still in touch with each other and still supporting each other, even though the program is now officially over. So that was our journey. We went from thinking this isn't possible to actually creating a program that served the makers and designers that we needed to look after incredibly well, both during the program and after the program. So my thanks has to go to Caroline for genuinely believing that a solution would be found and that it was possible, and supporting the process for me and for the participants as they went through. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you for finding so good solutions, and especially said by you, it seems so simple to implement and to coach online. So, so lucky your participants, your trainees, so lucky they were. So thank you very much. And you convinced us also. So now I'm going to ask Marion from Netherlands to, oh, sorry, I was watching that, and to present the Netherlands experience and present the next.
Yeah, thank you, Christina. I'm from Crafts Council Netherlands, and just say a few words because I have a problem with my voice. I'm so inspired by the presentation before, so I think we should add this communication skills also to our program Crafting Business next time. We have had two times Crafting Business. I think it was quite successful, but you will hear it from some participants. We did it offline because I think it's so important to meet in person and to create a group of same souls, and people can help each other, because we had wonderful teachers, but there's also a lot of knowledge within the makers themselves. Okay, I leave it for now, and I don't know who want to speak first, Karin, or we have also a duo, Jas and Carl, but the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Do you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, perfectly. Yes. We hear you.
Yes, okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Karin Kermans from the Netherlands in Amsterdam. And I'm really pleased to be here and present to you a little bit of my work and my experience with the Crafts Council. I tried to start the presentation by sharing the screen. I hope it works. No, maybe you can help me out. I sent the presentation.
Yeah, we can.
It's not working for me, so.
It's okay. We have your presentation. Okay, you just have to ask to change slides, okay?
Okay. Well, I'm working, I was working as a graphic designer, or I'm working as a graphic designer for over 30 years, but I couldn't express all my creativity there. So 5 years ago, I started looking for a different way to develop myself. And I found out that in this time of waste, I feel the need to give secondhand material that is considered waste a new chance. I want to reapply the care and love how lampshades and stands were made at the time by giving them a metamorphosis. The light objects are given a contemporary character by the addition of macrame, light filters, LED lamps, and a touch of humor. I will show you a few examples of my work. So please, next slide. Here you see on the left the original shade, and in detail you see obvious the macrame technique, and I only use a basic knot because I like the effect of the transparency and how it works with light. And this is just a small one, and if you go to the next slide, you see a different one. This was a very, an original, very old lampshade, and what you don't see at the side is this, the actual form of the shape. So I placed it against the wall, and this one I call bloom because it has the shape of a bloom, and that's why I use all kinds of colors for the satin cord, so that it looks like a rainbow. I also do the lighting and the light filters in different ways. So in the next slide, you can see. So this big fish consists of 3 shades, 2 similar and 1 extra at the end, so that it makes a full fish shape. And I put extra rings around the whole length, and that simulates a fish net. And the lighting is also is made from polypropylene. So I'm not only using durable material, but maybe I can investigate that also. So go to the next slide, please. Yeah, this is the biggest one so far. And I use 3 shades, and because the intersection is the same, so I knot them all together. And also it's really nice if the wires also have the same rhythm, because then you really feel like it's a whole. And in the next slide, you can see a bit of the process. I use very long chords because I have to make it in one go. So you can imagine when I start at the top that before I got one knot ready, then I really have to put the cord through the fingers, and that takes a long time in the beginning, but the further I get, the more faster it goes. And now back to Crafts Council, because a year ago I was referred to Crafts Council by a friend, and I saw that they offered a program to get your practice up and running. So I signed up because I wanted to expand it and wanted a new balance with my graphic design practice. We had a really nice group of 10 individuals, all doing something different, with wood, ceramics, saddle designer, fashion designer, book designer, innovative developers in textiles, Jas and Carl, who are coming next. And it felt so good to take this course with like-minded people. The program was very diverse, covering finance, marketing, communication, fundraising, product development, internationalization. Together with Marion Beltman and all kinds of guest speakers, you get a very complete picture of what doing business means, just like normal companies, but in the creative industry. You get a lot of info, and in the end, you have to pick out what suits you best. Focus is very important. That's the basis, and it starts with your vision and your mission, and you will build on that. What was very important to me is that I have learned to make myself more visible by going out and looking at my direct environment. In my context were interior architects and people involved in communication. So I had conversations with them and showed my work. I had to come out of my comfort zone, and that immediately pays off. Exchange with others, for example, in our group was so dynamic and very supportive and open, and we helped each other with ideas and comments. Exchanging with others is an added value. Sometimes you can see what is going on in the other person better than look at yourself. Financially, I will continue to combine it with my graphic practice, and that feels good too. So I have not done anything with funding or grant application, but it's nice that I have become wiser in that too. I just had my first group exhibition, and it was a real party. Lots of positive comments and items sold and new orders received. I make everything myself because that's what I like the most, also in terms of quality assurance and personal contact. I thought before that I didn't want to give workshop, but I've had that question a few times now, and I'm thinking about it also. I also initiated to get together with our crafting business group 4 times a year. And that's going to happen for the 2nd time next week. And we are all looking forward to that. We continue to follow each other, and that is very valuable. Thanks to Crafts Council. The last slide, please. Yeah, this was the group. And we all thank you very much for being able to participate in this very, very important business for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And it's so good to know that crafting business also helped artisans and craftspeople to be together, more communicate more, and have the sense of being a group, because sometimes it's very lonely in a workshop. Okay, so
Are you ready?
Yeah, we are ready. Thank you.
Okay, ready.
So now it's our turn. So
Yeah.
we'll try to first start the presentation and then we'll continue speaking.
Okay.
1 second. So if all is well, you should now be able to see the first slide of our presentation.
Yes, we are seeing your first slide.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
you have the
Great.
floor.
Well, I want to introduce myself. I'm Jasmijn, and we are Studio Jas en Kel.
And my name is Kelvin.
Very nice to have a chat about our experience in the crafting business program. I want to show you our first slide. It's our studio. We thought it's nice to show how we work and a little bit talk a little bit how we do this. From here, from our studio, we work on our textile projects. It's full of tools and materials to explore different textile techniques. Nowadays, we are mainly focusing on weaving. We are very interested in all techniques and take it to the now and researching on bindings and different types of showing textiles in spaces or interior.
Yeah, so during we also just heard it just now. So during the crafting business program, it was also there was a big focus on the value proposition. So why do you do what you do? And we want to give more awareness to how textiles are created. And that's why in our work, we usually highlight the construction of the material, so how it's made, but then in a simple and refined way.
We sum up some of quotes which really stuck to us after the crafting business program. Yeah, the first one, find your inner fire, was very inspiring for us, because why you do what you do actually, and why did you choose actually for making textiles, and what drives you every day to do this passion, and yeah, it really goes back to the first step when we started our company. So yeah, it was very helpful. One which was very helpful was make use of the network you already have. Sometimes you forget you have like connections from other work experience, and yeah, it's sometimes you forget you can easily use these, and this will brings you also a step further in contacting people and tell them about your work, and yeah, telling about what you're doing nowadays. Something else is was keep showing yourself at different places, not only working in your studio and developing the qualities of your work, but sharing it with other people. So that was crafting business was so good to share what you do and how you do this, and now look abroad. So it's an opportunity to share our experience with you and learn from your
Stories.
Yeah. One thing which was very important also, like your visual communication, like what if you have these clear, then the public and your customers will understand what you do and how you do this, and you really have to highlight the qualities of your work. But sometimes if you have so many ideas, it's difficult to filter this, but we try to do this, and it was very helpful also for us to get an overview of your work. And so we work in little samples, doing this in our studio, and working in different techniques, but by filtering it, you get a better look. So the sampling in our own studio, it's a good base to change this into products, small products. So really doing the handwork and focusing on this. But on the other hand, working together with bigger clients or partners is very important for us. With this was a collaboration with Textile Tilburg, where the past 2 years we worked on. It's a research project where we used metal yarn on their and did a weaving research on their shakar loom, where we created transparent textiles panels. And we went to the library in the textile museum, and we dive into the technique and use them in the now. So it was very nice process and
Yeah,
very nice outcome.
and one thing, and another one of the quotes we had in the beginning was, one thing leads to another, which was actually by our fellow participant, Ruben. And that's also true, because by working with different people and connecting with different people, we also got the opportunity to show our work in the Textile Museum. So it's currently being shown in an exhibition. And that's also nice that by connecting to people, you can also make use or also use their platforms. So you have a broader and bigger reach. Again, some stills from the video they made in our studio. One of the goals we have set before actually starting crafting business was working together at least once in the future with Blikvanger, because we really like the way they portray people's work. And then eventually they came to our studio. So this is, again, one thing leads to another. And keep showing yourself. This was also something that one of our mentors or professionals, Lex Spot, said to us. So don't show your work only once, but try to repeat it. So for us with Raamwerk, we've already shown it at the Dutch Design Week. And then a few weeks ago, we've shown it at Object Rotterdam. And then in September, we will show it again at Glue Amsterdam. And why is this? Because every time new people see your work, or the same people see your work again, and this is really the power of repetition. Not only show yourself at events, but also show yourself on social media. Through social media, we try to take people with us in our process and to give them more insight in the way we work.
And we really learned this, like what is it, what you do, and explain this by visual language and
and text. Yeah.
Also, yeah.
So another thing is that it came out of the crafting business program is working together. So we work together with one of the other participants, Ruben van der Scheer, who is a wood turner. So two completely different crafts, but we wanted to show together at Object Rotterdam, which is a design fair in the Netherlands. And by showing together, we could really amplify each other's work and creating a certain setting within the whole fair. And not only this, we could also use each other's network. So some people came for us, other people came for Ruben, or they were just attracted to the work while they were there. And this way, you also have a way bigger and broader reach. You also get to meet new other designers. You make new connections. So it's always great to show your work somewhere. And this is just a shot of the work in person. And showing your work at events is also a great test to get reactions from people. So to see what they think of your work and if they like it or not. So it's a good way to test your work. So definitely go out there. Don't stay in your studios. And we really love this as well. There was one visitor who was attracted to our work, and she said, yeah, I might have something that you might find inspiring. So last week she showed up in our studio, and with her she brought this beautiful book full of old swatches, old weaving swatches that can be of a big inspiration to new work. So yeah, also this is by going out there, you get all these surprises. Again, what Karen just mentioned, the CC2 Club, she actually initiated this. So it's really nice that we have that with our group of participants, we can stay connected and we meet with each other and give updates and reflect on each other's work. So to recap the whole program, for us, it was a very valuable experience in clarifying the structure of our company. A strong asset was working together in the groups with the other creative makers, that you can really connect, inspire, and learn from each other. So for this, we would like to thank our Crafts Council, the Netherlands, for letting us join the program, and also for for now being part of this this family. At least that's how it feels for us. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can find us here for the Q&A.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chas and Carl. Thank you for highlighting this very good effect result from crafting business, that is getting a sense of being a network, getting out of the studio, getting together, learn from each other. So I think this is an enormous boost for the crafting success of the success of your crafting business. Okay, thank you very much. And now back to Portugal. And for the moment, I have to present, I know them very well. We are going to have Adriana Fernandes, that was a trainer for Crafting Business 1 and 2. And we are going to have also Celia Macedo, that is a trainee for the second edition of the Crafting Business. So as well as the other partners, we also were overthrown, it's not the right term, I can find the good one. So, but COVID made us change everything we had programmed. And it has had a good effect for us, for the crafting business, because we were all thinking the old way to make the training program, and that gave us the opportunity to change it all, to move it to online and to redo everything. And for us in Portugal, we are a small country, but sometimes it's not so easy to go from a place to another. And to move to the online program allowed us to have trainees all over the country. And I think it also allowed them to have better conditions to participate. We had to redo the length of the sessions, so we knew that they couldn't be one day staring at the computer. So we made it more flexible and more easy to participate. So I think the success of our crafting business is due to the trainers, the mentors, and the trainees, but also to this new way of putting the sessions and online. So I'm not going to speak any longer. I'm going to call Adriana, and Adriana and Celia, they are going to say it much, much better than me, okay?
Hi, good morning. I will start to thanking everyone. Thank you, the present physically and virtually. And thanking CEART and Crafting Business in the Crafting Europe to carry out this initiative and to invite me to be part of this big adventure. So let's go. Hello, I'm Adriana. I am a designer, a professor, educator, and a researcher. I work with design, with industrial design for about 20 years in Brazil, designing lamps and lighting projects. But since 2013, I went to a new pathway to work with innovation and creative economics, and especially with projects with the approximation between design and craftsmanship. And because of this, I'm here. Since 2017, I'm here in Portugal. And now I am a PhD candidate at Faculty of Fine Arts of University of Porto. And because of this, 2 years ago, I came to CEART to ask for help to know the craft sector here in Portugal, because all my experience came from Brazil. And I came to the best place that I can imagine. And here we are 2 years later to present the results of this adventure. So I was invited by CEART to carry out the product development workshops, and there was 2. And I will share with you what we were doing this time. I always started discussing with the artisans the concept of augmented product. I bring this concept from Borja de Mozota, a specialist in design management, that show us that the product is not the product in her physical attributes, but the products has 3 levels that are your physical attributes at level 1, a commercial product when the product goes to the market, and the 3rd level, that is the experience level. So based on this premise, I design a program to crafting business to build with the artisans the concept of the augmented craft product. And I use 3 pillars. The first one is to reflect about the product and your physical attributes. And we talk about design, we reflect about the crafts and their evolution to the time, and your evaluation and devaluation. And we talk about trends, complex world that we live today, territoriality as a attribute of the local product, and the ways that the people perceive value on the products. So on the 2nd level, we talk about the artisan, because it's the most important thing in the crafted product. And we reflect about purpose, why, how, and what the artisan do. And on that moment that we can found the best qualities of the product, I believe. And on the 3rd level, after to think, reflect, and build a new way to see the product and your personality on the product, the artisan is ready to think the artisanal product as a business. So we start thinking about value chain, the partners of the business, and the product mix, and the branding and communication. So as methods, I believe profoundly in collaboration. My main goal is never the designer teach something to the artisans. I believe that the artisans already has all the knowledge, all the talent, all the inspiration that is the biggest value on the artisanal product. I believe that us as designers, just show new ways to see these qualities and ways to manifest these qualities and communicate these qualities through the product. And to this, we use, as we were in the pandemic context, we have to change, as Christina said, to the online environment. And I was scared too, because all my beliefs are in collaboration, in exchange experiences, in conversations, and in building new mindsets through this collaboration. And in the virtual environment, it's much more difficult. So We changed everything, the methods, and we use Miro, a platform, a collaborative platform, and I make available some design think tools, and we use the feature breakout rooms of Zoom, and in small groups, the artisans discuss, exchange ideas, experiences, and the time was never enough. And I think this is a good indicator that the method was good. Here are some sessions, some pictures of sessions that we made. There was 2 workshops. And finally, what was good and what we can improve. I think that the hybrid approach of the crafting business model, using workshops plus mentoring, it's a very good approach because it turns possible to discuss specific subjects with each professional, with each artisan, maker, designer. And it is, in my opinion, this is a strength of the program. The diversity of specialists and the topics enrich the discussions. The pandemic factor, there were goods and bads. The goods, the bads, it's the difficult to establish a collaborative moment, but I think we reached this object. But the goods, it's that we could work with artisans from all of the country, over the country. And so it's a good thing. And for last, I think more interaction between artisans and between mentors and between mentors and artisans could be improved, the collaborative environment and the collaboration between the areas. So I think this is it. I would like to thank you, the artisans that listened to me and let me to be part of their histories and again, CRT and Crafting Europe. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Adriana, to have answered so well to the challenge of do online and making so successful your module among all the trainees. And now Celia from the second, she's one of the trainees from the second edition. She's a ceramist. You could see her pieces in FIA. Just a few.
Right. I'm going to try and apply some of the things that Emma mentioned earlier about posture and breathing and all of that. And also just want to say that I fully support including that as a module in the crafting business program. Right, so first of all, thank you so much for having me and thank you so much for this opportunity. It's an honor to be here speaking in representation of the wonderful group that we had in this year's edition of the Portuguese Crafting Business program. Right, I'm okay. I'm a bit nervous. I'm aware that 7 minutes is very short, so I'm just going to keep this as brief as possible. No, está tudo bem. And I'm going to start by introducing myself very briefly and then just talk about the main aspects of the program and those that were most important to myself and my craft. I don't know where to look. Okay, my name is Celia Macedo. I'm 41. I'm a ceramist, and I wasn't always a ceramist. I've got a background in architecture. I came into the crafts world after 12 years working in research and academia in architecture and international development in Oxford and in Sheffield. And then with Architecture Sans Frontières, a bit all over the developing world. I came back to Portugal in 2019, and I'm now based in Montemoro Novo, which is in Alentejo, in beautiful Alentejo. And I'm one of this year's trainees in the Crafting Business Portugal 2022. My work, well, I do functional ceramics, and my work is strongly inspired by Portuguese red clay pottery, specifically the pottery from Alentejo. My work combines tradition and modernity in a single gesture. That's something I always say, and I use traditional techniques and methods adapted to more contemporary uses. My mission, my work's mission, is to produce high quality handmade ceramic pieces, 100% made in Portugal, and really looking at sourcing of materials and all of that. So everything Portuguese. Thus seeking to contribute positively towards the strengthening of an economy that favors national and sustainable production. You can see more of my work on my Instagram mostly. That's where I'm more active, I think. So it's there. This is an example of well, one of my collections. And this picture was taken during one of our sessions. This was mentioned in most of the other sessions. The fact that the program ran online. So it allowed me to do this. I had most of my sessions in my studio while I was working at my pottery wheel at the same time. And yeah, just multitasking, I guess. So this takes me to the very obvious first point that I would like to mention, that everything was online. And I know this came from a sort of bad place. It happened not very, because of reasons that weren't so good, so positive. But in actual fact, I think it ended up making this into a very inclusive program. Our group, we were between 20 and 24, I think. And we were literally scattered all over the country from north to south, and that was just amazing. I mean, I can speak for myself. I would not be able to have taken part in the program if it had been in person. So thank you so much for doing this. And I know that the situation has changed now, but I don't know, maybe it's interesting if you keep giving the same opportunities to attend online to future trainees. So yeah, for me, this was a very positive thing. And then about the content of the program itself, and I think here I should mention the why I decided to sign up for the crafting business. I came to a point in my business that I felt completely overwhelmed by the business aspects of living from my craft. It was just too much. I'm a one-woman show, a one-woman band, and as I think most of the makers tend to be, at least at the very beginning, and some of the things was just completely over my head. So, you know, we can be very good at our craft. I can make pots on a wheel with my eyes closed, but business. No, I can't do that. So that's what I have there. The business and entrepreneurial skills and artisans, they don't always go very well together. And crafting business addressed this in a very excellent way. So I had taken other training programs before, but they were very general. And I think for the crafts sector, there are very specific issues that need addressing. And that's what crafting business did. They looked specifically at our sector's needs and challenges. And that was it was extremely helpful. And what that did was demystifying all someone mentioned here that they had allergies to finances and businesses. I feel exactly the same thing. So they ended up demystifying this. And I think I'm much better now. And it wasn't just through the delivering of the training sessions. It was, I dare to say, mostly through sharing our knowledge between all the other participants, all the other trainees. So we all shared knowledge, and it was very interesting to see that at the end of the day, we all had very similar pains. So we were all going through the same thing, and sharing those problems and solutions was also very helpful for me. So in the end, I think crafting business, this training program ended up being a very empowering tool. It made me understand the nature of my business, how it is at the moment, how it is today, and the potential in the future as well. And yeah, I think that was mostly what I took from there. I can navigate all these issues that at the beginning I had no idea about. So overall, an amazing experience, amazing people. Our program isn't actually finished yet. We still haven't gone through the personal mentoring stage. So I'm really looking forward to that. Because that's when Adriana was saying we're going to talk specifically about our own businesses with our mentors. And I think going forward at the moment, my work is I sell mostly to shops, and I have my pieces in I think 10 shops all over Portugal, from Faro to Braga. I've started exporting to the US, so that's done. I have my work in Germany too, and I'm about to start exporting to France and Switzerland. So things are going well, and part of this is also due to the success of this training program, for which I'm very thankful for. And I also wanted to say thank you for the Go and See voucher, because I'm going to the London Design Fair in September. And yes, thank you so much for that opportunity as well. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Celia, and thank you for sharing that picture, attending from the workshop, because it's literally true, not just for Celia. We added it to the program some talks, and I was present in the talks, and you could see them working. Literally working during the session and attending to the session. So it was melted with the work, the training. It was a very interesting experience. Just saying that we see art, we already had some training and mentoring programs for craft business, but the crafting business helped us to structure a model, and we are going to adapt this structural model from crafting business to embed within our service that we call CRT Labs, that João is going to talk about it. And just disclosed something just a little bit, but yes, it is a very important model, very structured model, and it was a great help for us, and we are in fact adapting and adopting this model. So as you know, we should have begin with the Irish Crafts Council, and I think they are able to, Fernando? Yes, so I'm going to leave the floor for you. Thank you. And we will leave the questions to the end. Okay, thank you.
Hi there. This is Nicola Dorn from Design and Crafts Council in Ireland. First of all, my apologies for not being with you in person. I'm stepping in at last minute for a colleague, so I'm sorry that our introduction is coming so far into what looks to be a really, really good day. I've really enjoyed the last few speakers, and I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you all in person. I suppose from our point of view, the idea was we were going to give an introduction to what the program is about. So I'm going to skip through this and keep it very short, because it's a busy day for everybody. And I do want to congratulate everyone on how well it's all been so far, and the interesting stories that have come through it, and how exciting it is to see the results of the program come together. But to give some context, I suppose, Crafting Europe comes in under the Creative Europe program, and the idea was to build that capacity within the craft sector across the whole of Europe. And specifically, we were looking at trying to support transnational policy cooperation, foster building, capacity building through skills and business models in particular, and enable new challenges. And the program was running from 2019 to 2022. And then obviously with COVID, an awful lot of the initial plans had to change and hybrid models were adapted. And I think that's actually enriched the whole crafting business program in many ways, because it's allowed us all to see how much we can do. Still not, if we can't be face to face, there's still other ways that we can connect and learn from each other and adapt and work really well together. The partners across Europe are obviously Design and Crafts Council Ireland. We have Artex Italy, Crafts Council UK, Limerick Institute of Technology in Ireland, CIART in Portugal, our wonderful hosts, EOI Fundestart in Spain, Crafts Council Netherlands, Handicraft Chamber of Ukraine, and Georgian Arts and Culture Centre in Georgia. The Crafting Business Programme itself, I think, is vital within this sector, because as so many of the speakers have touched on, you can be an amazing artist, an amazing maker with incredible skills. But if you don't have the ability to pull the business side together, it's very hard to keep going. So the idea behind this program was to share expertise and knowledge, and also to learn from each other. So there's an awful lot of the group learning where, and we're hearing it in the presentations, that people are learning from each other as much as from the sessions. But the idea was to put around this a model that would work specifically tailored to the needs of craft businesses and creative businesses, because that is different. And it's been really, I suppose, reassuring to see the progress that's been made across the program when we see these presentations and see how well the businesses have taken on board the learnings and how they're carrying them through in a practical sense. This was never intended to be theoretical, and to see it come in practice is fantastic. I suppose from a program point of view, one of the big things was that we wanted to ensure that it was specialized, that it was specific to the needs, and that each country got a chance to adapt, to the needs of their own clients as well. But it did cover some fundamentals. So we looked at business planning, marketing strategies, market research, product development, merchandising, access to markets and funding supports, access to international trade events and galleries, and IP protection and e-commerce. So it was very broad, and it allowed for people to take from it what they needed and adapt, and to learn from each other where they've had experience in these areas. One of the things that I thought was really wonderful to hear was for some of the presenters saying that they found it empowering, And that is where we want to be with these programs, to come away from a program and say it's empowering is an amazing thing. So I want to congratulate everybody in terms of that. In terms of the program, where are we now? We're nearly complete. Most countries are almost there. Some have just some little elements to tie up. We've gotten through the COVID challenge. Even this conference today, being able to do it as a hybrid is amazing. So there were less travels, less meetings, but we got there. The great learnings are being gathered, and those will continue to benefit the sector across all of the partner countries in the future. And I just want to thank all of the participating partners and all of the makers who've participated, because all of this has meant that I suppose the budgets that were allocated to this and the dedication that was given into this have reaped very practical rewards, and it's great to see the progress in it. So first of all, thank you to everybody and a huge congratulations, and I will leave it at that. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Nicola, for the general overview of the crafting business. Now we have a few minutes for questions. Does anyone have any questions, please? Yes, David. Yes, the micro.
Thank you. I know. I just wanted to know, because we didn't participate in crafting business program. Do you know if it's gonna be another edition that new partners could apply?
Here in Portugal, we made just 2 editions. Some countries did 3 editions, and I think Georgia is planning the 3rd edition. So I think Spain, I don't know, Sylvia. Yes, I think in Spain, they finished all the editions for the crafting business, but maybe fortunately we'll have the opportunity to do.
Please.
I just wanted to sort of make a comment rather than question, because I think this project started a long time ago. A lot has changed since we all came together in Florence in 2019, when we were all talking about the different work packages that the Crafting Europe project contains, which Crafting Business is just one of those work packages. And the Crafts Council UK was really proud to be able to take a lead on that Crafting Business package. And I remember coming back to Caroline and saying, right, we're going to write a training program for 8 European partners to try and embed into their own provision. And it was like, oh my God, okay. But so today, seeing how all of that sort of frantic work to adapt the things that we've been doing for the decade or so has been really sort of taken and shared and adapted to suit the needs of all of our partners, and has been so impactful on so many makers is really great. And I think, David, there's so much more we can do with that sort of core program that we've invested and shaped and honed. And I think there's something for us, I think, as World Crafts Council Europe, to come back and review as this evaluation with our partners on Crafting Europe can look at and say, what's the legacy? What's the next step? How can we make sure that training program, that framework is available and useful for more people? So yes, I think it's the question, but we're really keen to sort of make sure that has a benefit.
Thank you.
I was just going to add that I think what our Irish partners have done in the adaptation and bringing it on board within the MA Creative Enterprise is just such an amazing story as a part of that legacy. So I think for us in the UK, we were running Hot House for 10 years, which was adapted into the Crafting Business Programme. And I think when you're running a training program for that amount of time that relies on funding, it is really, really hard to continue that funding stream. So you're always having to be agile and look at new ways to presenting new ideas, but always achieving what you're setting out to do, which is supporting. Be talking about one of our toolkits that we've done in the UK, and that's quite a lot of the work that we're doing now, when we can no longer find that extended funding for these ongoing training programs.
Thank you, Caroline. No more questions? Okay, if there are no more questions now, we are going to do our lunch break. We are a little bit late, I think. Maybe Caroline, you are the first in the afternoon. Can we have more 15 minutes, Caroline?
My presentation short.
Okay, you prefer to come back at 2 o'clock? Okay, so we will be back at 2 o'clock. Everybody is invited to have lunch with us, those present and those online too. Okay, thank you very much. Please close the micro.
Today for lunch we have